Rome, the eternal city. They called it eternal because they thought it would last forever. They were wrong. But before the fall, there was something worse than fire. There were men. Two men, specifically. One believed he was a god. One believed he was a genius. Tonight, they're going to argue about which one of them was worse. They both want to win. Welcome to the Villain Tribunal. I'm Edmund, and I will try very hard not to take sides. No promises.
I am a god.
The greatest artist Rome ever produced.
Gaius Julius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, known to history as Caligula, which roughly translated means little boot. Born 12 AD, son of Germanicus, Rome's most beloved general. Beloved by everyone except the Emperor Tiberius, who had him destroyed. Caligula watched his family fall apart, one by one. His father, his brothers, prisoners, exiles, suicides. He survived by being charming, by pretending he didn't care, history's oldest trick. When Tiberius finally died, Rome celebrated. A new emperor, young, handsome, son of a hero. For the first 6 months, Caligula was everything they hoped for. Then he got sick. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Fever, possibly epilepsy, possibly something in the water, possibly the mask just slipped. He emerged convinced he was no longer human. He declared himself a living god, Jupiter specifically. He demanded senators come to him as worshippers. He appointed his horse to the Senate. Some historians say this was madness. Others say it was deliberate humiliation. A message, you are worth less to me than this animal. He executed people for entertainment. He forced fathers to watch their sons die, then invited them to dinner the same evening. He declared war on the god Neptune and made his soldiers collect seashells as spoils of victory. 4 years. Then his own guards killed him in a corridor, stabbed 30 times. Rome had seen enough of gods.
A nickname given by soldiers who had never seen a god before. They needed something small to make sense of me. I watched. I learned. I smiled at the man who killed my family. Every single day. That takes a particular kind of strength. I gave them what they wanted, briefly. I emerged with clarity. I'd always been divine. The illness simply burned away the last of my patience for pretending otherwise. Some came willingly. All of them begged, eventually. Incitatus was more intelligent than half the men he replaced. I was doing Rome a favor. Both can be true. I wanted them to understand that grief and gratitude can exist simultaneously. It was educational. Neptune challenged my authority. I won. 30 times. They were afraid of me even then.
Nero Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, Emperor of Rome, murderer of his mother, murderer of his wives, murderer of his brother, and, in his own estimation, the greatest artist who ever lived. Born 37 AD. His mother, Agrippina, was possibly the most dangerous woman in Roman history. She then discovered that creating a monster is considerably easier than controlling one. For the first 5 years, Nero was actually fine. Then, one by one, the adults left the room. He killed Britannicus, his stepbrother, at a dinner party. Poison in the wine. Everyone pretended not to notice. He killed his first wife, Octavia, her head delivered to his new mistress as a gift. He kicked his second wife, Poppaea, to death while she was pregnant. He killed Seneca, his own tutor, sent him a note, "Please kill yourself." And the mother, Agrippina. He tried to drown her. A specially built collapsible boat. She swam to shore. She survived the first attack. Reportedly pulled back her robe and said, "Strike the womb that bore such a son." Nero inspected the body afterwards, made remarks about her figure, then went back to his concert. 64 AD. The Great Fire of Rome. Probably not his fault, but he used the fire. He blamed the Christians. He turned human beings into torches to light his gardens at night. And then he built himself a palace on the ruins. In 68 AD, the legions rebelled. He fled, hid in a villa outside Rome. His servants deserted him one by one. When the soldiers came, he couldn't bring himself to do it. Had to ask a freedman to help him hold the blade. What an artist dies with me. Indeed.
Not estimation. Fact. Rome simply wasn't ready for what I was. My mother was extraordinary, brilliant, ruthless. Everything she did for me. She stopped seeing me. She saw only her own ambition wearing my face. I couldn't allow that. I was restrained. There is a difference. He would have moved against me. It was him or Rome. I chose Rome. Love makes demands. I was in love. I have thought about that. Seneca understood. He wrote about death his entire life. When the moment came, he was ready. I gave him the ending he always wanted. Don't. She was remarkable. Even at the end. Yes, art does not wait for grief. The great artists never stop. I did not start it. I did not play the lyre while Rome burned. Order had to be restored. Someone had to be responsible. The Domus Aurea, a 120-foot golden statue at the entrance. Upon moving in, I said, "At last, I can live like a human being." I was not afraid of death. I was afraid of a world that could not appreciate what it was losing. What an artist dies with me.
Round 1. Power. Not just having it, but how they used it.
I was power. Rome hadn't seen anything like me. 6 months of generosity. Then I showed them what I actually was. The look on their faces. Magnificent.
You lasted 4 years.
Intensely.
I lasted 14. 14 years of shaping an empire, of building, creating, of leaving something behind.
You left a burnt city and a hole in the ground where your palace used to be.
The Colosseum stands on the foundation of my golden house. Rome literally built its greatest monument on top of mine. If that's not legacy, what is?
Round 1. Nero. He simply lasted longer.
Longevity is not a virtue.
In this context, it is. Round 2. Crimes. The part you came for.
Finally.
Caligula's crimes were spectacular. He didn't just kill, he performed.
Anyone can simply kill. That requires no imagination. I created experiences. For myself, for the audience, sometimes for the victim.
That is deeply unwell.
Says the man who killed his pregnant wife.
That is a complicated situation that you would not understand.
I had people sawed in half, slowly, because it was more interesting.
You are insane.
You burned 30,000 homes for a lake in your living room. At least I was honest about what I was doing.
I was building civilization.
You were building a monument to yourself on the ashes of civilization. There is a difference.
By raw numbers, Nero caused vastly more suffering. 14 years, a burning city, a persecution that outlasted him by centuries. By imagination of cruelty, Caligula without question.
Thank you.
That was not a compliment.
I'll take it anyway.
Round 2. Split.
That is unacceptable.
Agreed. I should have won.
I should have won.
Moving on. Round 3. Legacy. What you leave behind.
Fear. I left fear. Every emperor after me, every senator, every soldier, knew what one man could do if he simply decided the rules did not apply. I showed them the abyss.
I left art. I left architecture. I left a persecution that shaped the entire history of Western religion. I was not simply an emperor, I was a force.
People forgot you within a generation.
People left flowers at my tomb for decades after my death. Multiple men claimed to be me, returned from death. People followed them. When did anyone claim to be you?
They were too afraid.
They had forgotten.
Legacy, Nero, for being more dangerous even after death.
This tribunal is rigged.
You were assassinated by your own bodyguards after 4 years.
They were jealous.
Of what, exactly?
Everything.
Before the verdict, let the record show. Caligula, 4 years. Nero, 14. Caligula killed thousands. Nero, tens of thousands. Caligula killed for pleasure. Nero killed for convenience. Caligula's worst act forced fathers to watch their sons die, then invited them to dinner. Nero's worst act murdered his own mother, 3 attempts. Caligula declared himself a living god. Nero declared himself the greatest artist who ever lived. Caligula was stabbed 30 times by his own guards. Nero asked a servant to hold the blade. Caligula left fear. Nero left flowers on his grave for decades. The numbers are in. The crimes are recorded. Now, the verdict belongs to you. Who was the greater villain? Vote in the comments. The tribunal is watching. Right. Caligula. Nero. 2 emperors. 1 question. Who was worse?
Clearly.
Obviously.
Quiet. 1 killed for pleasure, the other for convenience. 1 lasted 4 years, the other 14. 1 showed Rome the abyss, the other moved in. The question isn't who was worse, the question is, which kind of evil do you recognize in the world around you? Think about that. The tribunal rests. Next time, 2 men, 2 ambitions, 1 republic destroyed. Sulla versus Caesar. See you then.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.